good players before me. That's what they've worked so hard to build this culture into, and it felt really good to be able to get back into it tonight. Not that we were way far off, but we just knew we had some things we had to tighten up, and we really did that the last couple days, through film, through discussion, through practice, and it was awesome, man. I think we had an unbelievable response. I think everyone came ready to play. Everyone was locked into the game plan. We played together on both sides of the ball, and that's 6 guys in double figures. That's how we play. 30 assists. Like, that ball was moving, and everybody was eating, and that's fun. Like, it's fun being out there when everybody's playing like that, and we're playing together. We're believing in each other and trusting each other. And now these next 10 games, just got to build off of that and just keep getting better as a program. But proud of everyone, proud of the staff, proud of my teammates for how we responded today, and hopefully we can do the same thing and look forward to getting another one in Charleston Saturday.
No, just talk about the team's response defensively. You had a tough assignment yourself against Jalen Dupree, but 21 turnovers caused tonight. What was the difference tonight with the defense and just how you guys defended as a team?
No, like Jordan said, after the game Friday, we had a meeting in here and just talked about what it takes to be us. The offensive side of that was ball movement, but it was also the defensive side. Like turning people over. Like we do takeaways, not giveaways. So we started turning the ball over, and people were turning. And we started turning the ball over. So we just had to flip that. So our coach challenged us today. Just how many deflections can we get? Like how many active plays, how many flow plays can we get? And I think everybody on the team just took that personally, and I felt like you could feel that throughout the whole game. Like it wasn't a drop off of that really. So yeah.
Jordan, how important was it? I mean, it's a 40-minute game, but the way you guys started coming out of how you played, really not only Friday, but you've been in a little bit of a slump deflection-wise the past 3 games. But the way y'all came out tonight, how important was it to get off and start like y'all did?
Very. I mean, obviously the Wofford game, we got out to a really slow start. Some of our losses this year have been due to slow starts, and we knew that the first 4 minutes was going to be very, very important. And we knew we had to throw a punch, and not literally, but and we did that. We came out doing that just by moving the ball, playing together, having each other's back on defense. That really fueled us to have a good start and be able to sustain that through the whole game. Was just that first 4 minutes, and even Coach Richey was telling us just down there, like our first possession of the game, like we missed 2 open threes, but I mean, I think everybody probably touched the ball. I think all 5 players on the court touched the ball in our first possession. And, we got a ball screen, roll, throw out, shot, offensive rebound, flip, shot. Just we were playing together and off the tip. And that kind of set the tone for how the game was going to go for us offensively, just playing together and getting each other shots, really focusing on driving gaps and playing for each other. And then on defense, we just try to do the same things, play for each other. There's going to be mistakes on defense. No team will ever play perfect defense, but it's just about how you have each other's back. And for the most part, tonight I think we really did that and had each other's back.
After that first possession, I noticed where Coach Richey was clapping and telling you guys that's I think he might have said that's perfect. Mm-hmm. Just keep it up because he knows what y'all can do offensively with that kind of ball movement. The shots are going to fall.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, no doubt. We got 2 really good shots, two good shots by 2 shooters. And those are shots that we'll take 10 times out of 10, especially when everyone's touching it. The ball's moving side to side. Like, those are the kind of assisted buckets that we're looking for. And even though they didn't drop, like, that was just a great first possession. That's just starting the game with all 5 guys touching it and getting 2 really good looks. Like, even though they didn't drop, you start the game like that, like, they're more than likely throughout the game they're going to drop for you, which they did for us on, like, 17 threes. We missed the first 2, but because we played the game the right way to start off the tip, we ended up being able to bang 17 of them. And that's when this team's at our best, when we're playing together and we're playing aggressive on both ends of the floor. And it was really fun to be able to do that tonight.
Noah, if you talk about the balance of this offensive game tonight, 15 of the 30 assists come from big men on post. You, Trey Clark, Jalen Slauson, and Clay Mounts pass so well out of the posts. Is that maybe something that you guys have shared the responsibility of last year, or this year, whereas maybe last year rafted a little bit more of it?
Yeah, definitely. It's just trying not to force anything down there. Like if teams want to try to close off the paint, then we draw out the shooters. So and making 2-foot plays. Not rushing when we all get in the paint, because us four we generally get in the paint in a lot, and rather than forcing up a 2, we rather take a kick out 3. But that's just part of like the ball finding energy. When that thing gets around, like everybody just feels the energy. So that's just what that's about.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate
Let's get another one Saturday.
Yes.
All right, a little better out there tonight. Just trying to get to how we want to play and making sure that we're connected as we play, and that's both ends of the floor. And I thought tonight, two things that we really wanted to focus on was our ball movement and making sure that we got the assist numbers that we wanted, and our deflections to make sure our hands were out and that we were playing more connected on both ends of the floor. And those are good. Those are two really good measurements for those two items, right? If the ball is moving and the ball's not sticking, and we're not trying to make one-on-one plays, then you're going to get assist, okay? And the offense is going to work. It's going to move better. The ball's going to go side to side. It's just going to make defense have to work a little bit harder. And so we haven't had a 20-assist game all year. Tonight we get 30, and I thought that was huge in what we did. I think you look at it, too. I think we had 5 guys. I know we got 6 double-figure scores. We had 5 guys with 4 more assists. So the variety, and then the 6th guy with Jordan had 3. And so you look at a guy like Clay, 4-1 assist turnover tonight. You look at Alex, 7 assists, 2 turnovers. You look at Jalen Slauson getting four assists, right? I mean, you got multiple guys. Trey Clark with 4 assists, Mike Bothwell with 5 assists. The ball was moving, and I thought that was huge. And then the deflections, we got 24 tonight, which does not seem like an extreme number, but for us, it's better. And we've only had 2 20 deflection games in league. And, we've been hitting these 13, 14, 15 number metrics that we've got to get away from. And so we were able to hit that to get to 24, which is the most we've gotten in SoCon play so far. And so, tonight's a testament to our leadership, our player-led leadership. I thought Jordan, Clay, Alex, and Trey's leadership through these last 3 or 4 days has been critical. Their response has been outstanding, and I think you saw that on the court tonight.
What was it like here? Obviously it was disappointing Friday, but then you had the extra day. Was that a blessing or a curse?
I mean, obviously, I would say a blessing at this point. Let's just call it what it is. It was a hard couple of days. And, what we tried to do, there's no perfect way to do it. I didn't want to sit on it all weekend. So, you got to take one of those days off. And it's either take Saturday off and then practice 3 in a row, or go ahead and do some things Saturday and then take Sunday off. And that's what we chose to do. And, we always talk about the truth here, and none of us were good enough on Friday night, myself included. I wasn't good enough, right? I didn't lead our program in the way that we needed to, and really just making sure that we play the ball that we're accustomed to seeing. And it's one thing to lose a game. It's one thing if somebody goes in there and just absolutely just plays better than you and beats you and both teams play hard. But it's another thing to lose a game when you're way outside your identity and way outside of how you're successful. So we watched it, and I think that was huge. I think we needed to do that, and we discussed it, and then we got on the court for 30 minutes, which is a little bit unconventional, the day after an emotional game like that. But I just wanted to see us play the game the right way, and then I wanted to flush it, and I wanted to take Sunday off, and then Monday would be a new day. And we couldn't use our facility, so we had to go over to Alley Gym, and it was 6 o'clock at night, and it was raining, and it was just dreary, right? But we did a couple simple things just to see it, and sure enough, I mean, that ball was popping over there, and guys are cutting, and the ball's moving, and we're playing defense, and guys are getting deflections, and all of a sudden you just feel the energy in the gym. And when we killed it, none of them wanted to stop. 25 minutes we blew the whistle and just killed it. And but we got to feel like, hey, this is who we are. And took Sunday off and then got in our 2-day prep. And I thought that was critical. I thought there's a lot of teams you go over there and you practice for 30 minutes on Saturday night and they get mad and they're frustrated and we're tired and we don't have any legs. But that's what I said a few minutes ago, where the leadership was critical. And to be honest with you, like that particular practice, I mean, Clay Mouse was outstanding, and just to see him out there and just what he was doing, and but it was everybody, right? And everybody, we have collective leadership here, and we always have, and that was the response we needed. And I thought a lot of guys stepped up.
One of the things that was really impressive to me tonight, just watching it, is there's among your 4 big men. I asked them the same question. You had 15 of the 30 assists came from Trey, Jalen Slauson, Clay Mounts, and Noah Gurley. Noah Gurley has 3 assists and just 1 turnover. It seems like when the ball moves around more, he gains confidence and he really gets the ball to the right places. Just talk about that.
It's just really hard to guard ball movement. It really is. I mean, the dribble is much easier to guard than the pass, and now you got to know you're cutting and you got to know where guys are going to be. But in the way we play, it's just how it's always been. I mean, first time we've scored 100 all year, I think. I don't even know if we got to 100 in some of our Division II games. But I think, to memory, I think this is the first time we got 100. This is the first time we got 30 assists. And, and I think, to be honest with you, it's probably our best ball movement of the year. And so I don't think that's coincidental, right? I think that's pretty obvious what that – we have shooters. We have guys that can score down low, right? And we have smart players that can understand spacing and cutting and movement. But you have to trust, right? You have to trust. And it's the paradox of life, right? That when you give and you play as one and you help somebody, good things happen for you, right? Like our leading scorer tonight was still our leading scorer. And Jordan was fantastic, okay? And you can see it very first play. That ball is moving. What he finished with, 21 points, 50% from 3, 6 of 12 from 3, 3 assists. Didn't turn the ball over one time, got in there and chipped a couple rebounds, just played a great game. was smiling, was having fun. And that's what we love to see. That's what energizes us, and we got to make sure we continue to have that moving forward.
You mentioned on Friday that it was a little bit of a wave there of like 3 games in a row where your defense wasn't where it's supposed to be, and then you came back here, perhaps flushed it. Is it almost like you flushed that portion of the season almost? I mean, this is like a start of a new.
I think when you look at all those games, Scott, I think they're all 3 different. I mean, I get it, and I agree with you. None of the 3 were necessarily to our standard of hey, okay, that looked like what we're supposed to be doing. The Greensboro game, let's just call it what it is. The 1-2-2 bothered us. They came out desperate. They played really hard. We fought back in the second half. Couldn't get the margin to even. They made some big shots. Just didn't have our night, right? But I didn't think our fight was missing, especially in that second half. Western Carolina, Western came in here undefeated, and it was a little bit of an offensive shootout. I didn't think we were awful. Clearly, I think Western would have beat us had we not played well. I didn't think we were necessarily consistent in the course of the game, right? And then Friday, it was just, the first half was one of the worst halves of basketball I've seen in my tenure here. And, credit obviously a lot to Wofford, but we weren't connected and on either end of the floor. And so I thought that was much worse. I thought when you watch it on film, a lot of times when you lose a game, just to be honest with you, you're really emotional in the moment. And then when you watch it, most of the time it's not as, it's old Lou Holtz, right? Nothing's ever as bad as you think it is, and nothing's ever as good as you think it is. Usually it's in the middle. And that's usually how it is when you watch film when you lose. It's like, okay, yeah, we're angry and we're frustrated, but we didn't play quite that bad. The opponent played well, and we missed some shots or whatever it might be. But that film, to be honest with you, Scott, it was worse than what it looked live. I mean, in terms of the things that we do, right? The movement and the cutting and the getting down in the stance and playing team defense and flowing the ball, we just didn't have it. So we're past that. We're done. We've learned from it. I think tonight our team made a statement that, hey, we know better and we're going to be better. And, we're sitting here 16-5. We're 6-2 in the league. And, just to be honest with you, we're in a better spot than we were at this point last year, And so we've got a ton to play for. We're right in the hunt. We got to keep working. We got to keep getting better, and we got to keep growing.
What I was going to lead into with that is this kind of matchup, I thought, opened the opportunity for you to really excel at what you do best and to have that opportunity. And you took advantage of it. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And we know, we remember a year ago, it was about a year ago this time. They came in here and beat us. And, we weren't as clean defensively, especially in the meat of the game. And then they made the big run late, hit the shot to beat us. And so, Samford's got talent. And Scott puts them in some good offensive structures where it stresses our defense. It always has, it just – but I thought like tonight, okay, they started pressing late and they made some shots late. But I thought in the core of the game, to be up 49-30 at halftime and to hold an offense like that to 30 points, especially for us where we've struggled against them at times, I thought that was critical. And, were we perfect? No. But I just felt like I could see we were getting more hands on balls. I can see we were more aware on the weak side. I could see that our flow was better. And you could see as you were watching the game that we were improved defensively. And we've been good defensively at times. We have. We haven't been elite, consistently. But I think that we can get where we need to be, and I think we can continue to progress on that side of the floor.
Let's talk about your defensive job on Josh Sharkey tonight. I think he scored 24 points, but he took 16 shots, and the quickest guard in the league. I didn't realize that he was up there in assists and steals until today. And just talk about the job you guys did defensively on him, and then from an offensive standpoint, taking care of the basketball against him when he had some effect on the game late last year.
Yeah, Josh Sharkey's tremendous. He's put him in a ball screen and let him go to work. It's tough. It's really, really hard, and he really does a good job refusing ball screens. Just you think it's going one direction towards the screen, and he'll go away from it. Really, really gets into the paint, and he's got good vision. He can throw the skip pass. He can read corners. He can hit the late roll, and so you got to make sure that you tighten your coverages. And I thought for the most part we did a good job. I thought we forced him into some tough passes, which I thought created. I believe he finished with 8 turnovers. Which he's going to score on you, and he's going to get some assists. And they run their offense through him, and he has the ball in his hands most possessions. But could we keep the court shrunk to a point where we just didn't give him free lines to the basket? And I mean, he came in here and got 24, so I can't sit here and tell you we did a phenomenal job on him. But at the same time, I thought in the heat of the game, I thought we did a pretty good job trying to keep him higher on the floor. But he's elite. I mean, I don't know if I've seen one in a ball screen like him. I mean, it's fast, it's quick, he shifts gears, he can change direction, he can change speed. And then he comes out there, hits that three to start, and that makes it even tougher when he's out there banging shots from the edges. So, elite point guard, and got to fight like heck to just survive when he's got the ball in his hand.
First possession of the game, he had 2 misses. I asked Jordan about this. He knew how good they were offensively out of the gate, even though those 2 shots didn't fall. And you were clapping. I mean, you were pleased with what you saw.
You could see it.
You could see that it was.
Yeah, it was clear as day. It was clear as day. We didn't run a play first play. We called a concept, and it's basically we just wanted to kind of put them in structure, and so we went Jazz 1 Thunder Smoke, which means nothing to y'all at all, but it's basically 3 concepts in a row that we wanted to just get the ball moving, and so sure enough, you could see it, like the ball didn't stick and the ball's moving, and we go concept to concept to concept, and then we get a wide open shot. We crash in there on the offensive glass. We tip it out. We move it. We get another wide open shot, and you could just tell. You could just tell that the synergy was there, and that we were willing to trust and move it, and that we got 2 great looks. I think the team saw it, and I think that was much better than calling a set and pointing the ball in somewhere. Let's just play out of flow, and I thought it set the tone for the game. We didn't get any points off of it, but when I saw that, I thought, hey, if we can keep moving this ball like this, we're going to be just fine. And sure enough, we end up making those threes. Jordan gets hot early. And I thought that was a really good start, even though we didn't get any points off of it.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously, given how things have gone lately, getting that good start was obviously a huge key.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to go out there and score points and get a lead, but for us, it's are we playing the right way? And this was one of our better connection games of the year, to be honest with you. We've got great players, we got great kids, we've got high character guys. It's a blast to come to work every day and coach them. It's a lot of fun when you see them just work as one out there, and we're talented. I mean, you got guys like Jordan and Clay and Noah that everybody knows how good they are and how talented they are, and then all of a sudden, Alex comes tonight and plays like that, right? Which we all know Alex is capable of doing, right? He kind of cut loose tonight. I'll take the 2 turnovers with the 7 assists. He's in the paint. He's out there. He's aggressive, and I loved it, right? And then you got Jalen Slauson flying all over the place, and he's all over the place. And then TC comes in, he's flying all over the place. And then Mike Bothwell off the bench, he's as good as anybody in the league right now. And so, and then we went deeper tonight, which we haven't talked about. That was a decision that we made as a staff to try to get the minutes closer in the 30 to 33 range for our high guys instead of 33 to 37 range. And let's get some of this depth. And Colin Kenny's been practicing very well, and we've seen it coming. And even tonight, he played with confidence. And we know JP can knock down shots, and we know Ben can play physical. Gives us good size down there. And so it was good to get 10 guys out there and to see everybody engaged in the game.
It's funny you mentioned Alex. The one time that there seemed to be a little bit, not the movement you guys have had quite, at times the rest of the night. Alex doesn't really know what to do with it, and then shoots it, and he's just like.
Well, yeah, they were in zone, and we were trying to get into a concept there versus zone, and we didn't get into it, and they kind of kept the ball on his side, and the shot clock was going down. I'm trying to figure out, when are we getting this thing in the middle of the floor to get to what we're trying to do, and all of a sudden he stepped back, and he just jumps up there and shoots it, and that's the confidence, That wasn't a good play call. It wasn't necessarily a good design. But you know what? That's Alex playing with swagger, and that's Alex playing with confidence and believing that he's one of the better point guards in this league, and he is. But I was meeting with some of our freshmen today, and I just reassured them, you can't play this game without confidence. You just can't. And we know that as players. We know that this is a game that requires confidence, but you've got to gain confidence the right way. And a confident Alex Hunter, give him to me every day of the week. Let him go and let him go play ball. It's not like we put in new plays for him tonight. It's not like we said, hey, let's go do this. Just go play. And he gets 7 assists. He gets 11 points. So right there, the amount of threes we made tonight, you got to think those 7 assists were contributed close to 20 points, right? So, let's say they're 19 for numbers' sake. He attributed to 30 points of our score tonight, and that's huge. We good? All right. Thank you.